we are in the business of personal development, and a large aspect of that is helping people to be able to find themselves. So, you know, and as we all know, as we develop ourselves over a period of time, we'll come to a point in time we will realize that the person that we are, if we continue being the person who we are, then there is a limit to how much we can grow. So at some point in our personal evolution, we will realize that if we continue being who we are, we will not be able to live a different life. So that's where the so-called crisis begins, because you know that all that you know is about being who you are, but at the same time being who you are is limiting you from living the life that you want, or a new life that you have begin to experience more and more. You see that there are a lot more possibilities, but you're so hardwired to who you are. However, the question about, you know, knowing who you are is one of the biggest so-called mysteries of our lives. You know, we live through lifetime to lifetime. One of the biggest questions is, who am I? Who am I? You know, and interesting when you ask yourself those questions, right? When you say, who am I? Essentially, it is in somewhat connected, deeply connected to the next question, is what is my purpose? Because by understanding our purpose, then we begin to appreciate more about who we are, how we define ourselves, you know. And if we talk about these two questions, then it is also quite natural for us to lead into the next so-called question, which is pushing the boundaries of our limits. So naturally, the question that comes to mind is also, where is our limits? Where's my limit in terms of what I'm capable of, what I'm capable of changing, what are things that I'm able to so-called manifest in my lives. So these are the questions that begins what we call one of the most profound journeys in our lives. So that's my experience, Agnes. So I do not know what you think about that, you know.
Well, this thing about who am I, this question, everyone wants to know themselves more deeply. And we have found many personality systems which can describe something about you, but not to the extent or to the depth that the Enneagram model can describe a person's personality. So we've been using this Enneagram system for many years now, and we find that it's a very good description of the human psyche at a very deep level. So we uncover ourselves like layers of the onion, layer by layer, and we go deeper and deeper into our core motivations, our core desires, our core fears. And the Enneagram is a wonderful tool for helping ourselves understand ourselves at a very deep level, and not just at the behavior level or what we like or what we dislike.
Yeah. And I can speak for myself because from a very young age, I've always been wanting to know, you know, how people think. Essentially, this whole question about how do people think, how will people react or respond to certain situations. So the idea is so that I, as a kid, right, is able to survive. I'm able to kind of win the favor of the people that I love. So as a child, so as I grew up into a teenager, I think the first profiling system that I actually dabbled on was actually astrology. So this, you're more Aries, you're more impulsive, you're Taurus, you're more stubborn, you know, Cancer, you're more moody and stuff like that. So, and to some level, it does give us an idea how to be able to anticipate how a person will respond in a certain situation. So, and then I started stepping into working life. We went into things like, you know, DISC, which is a management sponsored program. It gives us a kind of a macro view of 4 personality types and how they will, you know, what is dominant, what is their preference, and so on. And as I step into training in the last, say, 18 years, we have literally gone through many profiling systems, all focused on one thing and one thing only: to be able to predict and anticipate human behavior given a certain situation. So I think it's possibly about 17 or 18 years ago, and I stumbled into Enneagram. And for the very first time, when I was listening and when I was reading about the Enneagram, and I was able to locate myself, the experience I got out of them, and it was trying to describe me. In the same way, many other participants of the students that I have taught, literally hundreds, by now thousands, they also have the same feeling. They say that, it's almost like this system strips me naked. I'm naked before this system. It knows me inside out. And that was what my experience is. So for the first time, a profiling system that kind of like get to the heart of the matter, get to the core of your issues and strip you literally naked for you to be able to understand and see yourself so much better. So that was the first so-called profound experience that I had. And that was my kind of like the beginning of this quest to know more about Enneagram and so on and so forth. Yeah, that was my experience. Yeah.
So when Barney introduced the Enneagram to me, I read it and suddenly I found out why I am the way I am, why I have issues, why I have issues with certain people, and how I could deal with it better. So it was a really big moment for me to understand other people much better.
Yeah. So the idea about who am I, right, it's no longer kind of like a place that we are in, that we don't know how to be able to create some kind of a path. At the end of it is that how can I ask that question and begin to know myself and know the areas that I need to focus on in order to be able to make some kind of a long-term plan to progressively make myself, bring forth a better version of myself. So the Enneagram provided some kind of a roadmap for us to know that we have different levels of our so-called existence, and the idea for the Enneagram is to be able to bring a healthier version of ourselves into our lives, into our relationship, into our gifts into the world. So that's kind of like that's one of the so-called important message of the Enneagram.
That's really the beauty of the Enneagram system, because it's a dynamic system. It shows what happens to us when we are under stress. It also shows what happens to us when we are getting healthier. And it gives us the roadmap on how we can actually keep improving ourselves to be our healthy best.